Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Wellness with Noura, where we embrace the beauty of our busy lives by making wellness our priority. I'm your host, Noura, a second year naturopathic medical student, and I'm so excited to share this beautiful journey with you. In each episode, we'll explore habits that nurture our mind, body, and soul to help us take charge of our health through self love inspired by Islam. No matter how busy you are, with Allah's help and our little bits of self care throughout the day, we can live a life full of peace and joy, inshallah. So take a deep breath, get comfy, and join me as we work together towards a life full of balance, peace, and self love. Welcome to Wellness with Noura. Salam, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to talk about small changes that can have a huge impact on how we feel both physically and mentally. This episode is about simple shifts that we can make to stay active, organized, and productive throughout the whole day without adding much on our plate. Let's start with today's affirmation. I find ease and balance in my life by doing small, intentional habits daily. Now, let's get started. The first tip today that we're going to be talking about is pairing tasks for efficiency. I love the idea of multitasking in a way that feels intentional and effortless. Here are a few ways that we can pair everyday tasks together to save time and also improve efficiency. So I like to take out the trash right before I go on a walk. This makes it so much easier because I don't have to do two separate trips to take out the trash and then go up again and then get ready. So instead, I tell myself, I'm going to go on the walk and I'm going to take the trash out at the same time. You can even get the mail at the same time, like at the end of your walk. And I just keep sanitizer in my car, so when I throw the trash out, I get some sanitizer and then I'm ready for the walk. Next, doubling up on batches. When I'm making breakfast in the morning, say it's Sunday morning and I'm making breakfast, I'll make double the amount so that I'll have enough for Monday. So that way in the morning I won't be rushing and it'll be a lot easier. Another thing which can help us is doubling up on dinners. If I'm already making chicken, for example, in the crock pot, if I get double or triple amount of the chicken, I can marinate all of it, cook it all, and then it's ready and I'll put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer. So that if I have a busier day, all I have to do is put it in a Tupperware and put it in the microwave and defrost it, and now I have my meal. Next is laundry while you're watching something. I love to watch my favorite show if I have free time, if it's a break, while I'm doing the laundry, because it really motivates me to do the laundry. I know laundry can be a task that many of us do not look forward to, but when we make it fun and interesting, it can be a lot easier and less stressful. We can also listen to a lecture. For example, if you already have many lectures piled up and you just don't really feel like sitting on a desk and just listening to your lecture, I like to put it on and just fold the laundry at the same time because you don't have to really use your brain while you're folding the laundry. And then by the end of the lecture, you feel so much more accomplished. You finished one to do on your lectures and you finished one to do on your home. So you did a 2-in-1. Finally, the last thing that you can pair together is cleaning while you wait for something. For example, if you're in the kitchen and you're waiting for water to boil, why not clean the countertops? Spray them and wipe them down. Or if the dishwasher is empty, fill in the few cups that are left in the sink. Or if you're putting something in the microwave, why not empty a few dishes from the dishwasher? A lot of the times we feel like we have to have that all or none mindset. I'm either going to empty the whole dishwasher or I'm not going to do it at all. And we think that it's going to take a very long time, like 15 minutes or so. But in reality, if you time yourself, it usually takes around 5 minutes. And instead of stressing ourselves out the whole time, thinking, oh, when am I going to fill the dishwasher? When am I going to empty the dishwasher? Just do it instead of thinking while you're doing something else. I put something in the toaster while it's toasting for a couple of minutes. I'm going to empty the top layer of the dishwasher. And later I can do the others. And then over time you'll find that the whole dishwasher is emptied. These little pairings not only save time, but also make even the most boring tasks feel effortless. Now we're moving on to keeping tools visible to help us build better habits. Sometimes when we just see the tool right in front of us, it's easier to be consistent with the habit. For example, when I started leaving my vacuum out next to the fridge, I always see it there. So whenever there's any crumbs on the ground, it's so easy to just grab from right in front of me and vacuum the ground, which usually takes a couple of minutes, just vacuuming the kitchen floor. And that's it. And then I put it back right there. And it's plugged in to the charger in its place so that I can access it easily. And also it's there as a reminder that I have a vacuum and when I need it, I can use it. Next is workout gear. For example, a yoga mat. If you have a yoga mat, put it out in front of one of the walls that you usually work out next to. Put it out the night before so that when you wake up, you know, okay, the yoga mat is already out. I might as well do stretches. And tell yourself you're just going to do 5 minutes. Once you start working out, doing those stretches, the endorphins are going to get released. You're going to start feeling happier and motivated, and you'll find yourself even doing more, like 10 to 15 minutes. So start with that change of mindset. Once the equipment is out, you can see it, so then you'll feel more motivated to work out. Another thing that we can do is, for example, self-care tools or products that we want to use, but they're all the way stuffed down in the drawers or in the shelves under our cabinets. A lot of the times I would have my face masks in the cupboard and they were very far away from me and I would never see them. And I would always think, I should do a face mask, but I would never remember because I couldn't see it. But once I put out just one product, one face mask that I like, out, every time I walk by it, I can see it and I remember, okay, I want to do that like twice a week. So it's there as a reminder. Or the dry body brush, for example. I used to always tell myself I want to use the dry body brush because it increases lymphatic drainage and helps renew the skin layer because it exfoliates any dead skin cells and helps make the skin softer. But I would always leave it in my drawer, so I wouldn't see it. Once I put the dry body brush out, I started seeing it more and I started using it a lot more every week. So you can use this tip with anything at all. Any product that you have or any tool that you have at home that you feel like you'd love to use a little bit more, but you're not really getting that, put it out in front of you in that space or environment that you would use it in. And it'll make your life so much easier and you'll feel more motivated. The next tip is keeping your Quran in sight. If you have your Quran, for example, where you usually sit, either by your bedside or your living room coffee table, and it's open, you're going to look at it and say, oh, why don't I read one page? Or if it's by your nightstand right before you go into bed, you'll remember, why don't I read Quran right now? So if it's in front of us, it'll be easier to reach for and we'll feel more motivated. Finally, we talked about this so many times, but because it's so important, I love to mentioning it again. Remember to bring your reusable water bottle everywhere you go. Because if you have it in front of you, you're going to remember to drink water. So we want to learn to make our space work for us, not against us. Make the area clean around you and organized. Put the tools and products that you want to use in front of you in a simple way so that it's easily accessible and it's more motivating for you to do it. And a few simple changes can have a huge impact on us long term. Now we're going to be talking about sneaking in more steps throughout the day without necessarily actually going on a walk. So not all of us have a lot of time to dedicate for a workout, whether you have a busy schedule, like busy hours, or work throughout the whole morning and then you get back home at night and it's harder to go out if it's freezing or really dark. It doesn't mean we can't stay active. So here's a few ways to add more movement into our day without even realizing it. When you're at the store or at the mall, just park farther away. I know a lot of the times we continue to search for parking spots and even spend a long time finding that perfect parking spot right in front of the store that we want to go into. But why not park further and increase your steps? You might as well get those steps in while you're going to the store. Also, on the way back out, take your grocery cart all the way back to the store or where it belongs instead of just leaving it on the sidewalk. It's a small act, but it does count. And you'll notice if you have your phone on you all the time, or you have a watch or ring that tracks your steps, making these small changes throughout your day and changing your mindset, you're going to be hitting that 10,000 step mark a lot easier. Another thing that we can do is taking the stairs. We never really think about it because if we see an elevator, we just think, okay, it's faster and it's easier. But why not just go up the stairs? It is a workout. A lot of the people, when they're at the gym, they do the Stairmaster. So why don't you just use the normal stairs instead? Finally, if you're on a call with someone, why don't you start walking around and tidying up your house or your space? I love doing that when I'm calling my family or a friend. I'll just be in the living room tidying up, folding any blankets, putting the pillows back, putting anything that's random on the table that doesn't belong there where it belongs. That way, I'm both connecting with people socially, increasing my social wellness, and I'm clearing up the space around me, which can help my mental wellness at the same time. And by the end of the day, by doing these small little shifts, you're going to find that you did way more movements overall than you usually do. Movement doesn't have to feel like a chore. It's just about staying intentional and changing that mindset. I hope these tips motivate you to make small shifts in your day, and you'll find yourself accomplishing more without much effort. Remember, our bodies and minds are an amanah from Allah, and they thrive when we're consistent with our habits by making mindful choices like pairing the tasks, keeping tools visible, and sneaking in more steps throughout the day. Thank you for spending time with me. If you found these tips helpful, share this episode with someone you love to give them a boost of motivation in their day. Remember, wellness is about progress, not perfection. You're doing a beautiful job by focusing on your wellness. Every small step you take towards better habits is a step towards a happier and calmer you. I'll see you in the next one, inshallah. Bye.